Hello everyone, it's been a while since I've uploaded to this channel, and I apologize for that. I've still been very involved with buying and collecting records. I just, for whatever reason, haven't felt like making any videos since I launched this, other than, my first ones that I did. But today we are changing that. We are back, and I'm going to show you some of the records that I purchased today at the local record store. I'm really excited about these and adding these to my collection. Some of them I've been looking for a long time. So let's get right into it. So the reason for me going to the record store today was actually because I placed a hold on a few albums that were posted online by the record store, and I was shocked to see them, to be honest. This is actually one of my favorite bands, a band that I've been listening to for like 12 years, and a band that I saw live about 10 years ago. I just love their music. I just have more appreciation for their music as time goes on, and that's Queensryche. Now, I lucked out, and it wasn't just like one Queensryche album or two Queensryche albums. I was able to get my hands on 3 original pressings of Queensryche albums. First, we've got the Queensryche EP that came out in 1983. This was their very first release with Jeff Tate as lead singer, their very first release as a band. And it has some great songs on it that if you know Queensryche, you may know some of these, like Queen of the Reich, one of their classic songs, Night Rider, Blinded, and my personal favorite from this EP, The Lady Wore Black, which, if you lived in the Seattle area at all, it's always on the radio, the rock radio stations, because they are a Bellevue, Washington-based band originally. So I was really excited about this because you don't see their EP very often. I also was able to purchase an original 1984 press of The Warning, which is Queensryche's first full-length studio album. And this album is amazing. So this is my first time actually owning a copy of The Warning. I've only streamed this album on Apple Music, whereas some of the other Queensryche albums, like Rage for Order, Operation Mindcrime, Empire, we have physical copies of those albums. So this is the first time I've actually purchased this album, and it's an amazing album. Warning is a song that I've listened to for a long time, and it's really awesome. Deliverance is another song that I've really been listening to a lot lately, as well as No Sanctuary. Take Hold of the Flame is just a classic song, especially when they performed it live in Japan. If you have never watched that video, I might link it somewhere because you have to hear the live version of Take Hold of the Flame. It is probably one of the best live versions of a song I've ever heard. And there's a reason that it's become so popular with people who do like reaction videos and react to rock music. It's one of the most reacted to songs, I think, now. And that's just because Take Hold of the Flame is an amazing track. So I can't wait to hear it on vinyl. I'm sure it's going to be so much different than, streaming it or listening to it on YouTube or watching that live recording. I can't wait to hear it on vinyl. It's also got Before the Storm, Child of Fire, and Roads to Madness. Roads to Madness is another amazing song that I love to listen to. I listen to it quite often, actually. So I'm really glad that I was able to get my hands on this album, and I can't wait to play it. And the final Queensryche album that I was able to purchase today is Rage for Order. As I mentioned, I do have this on CD. So I've listened to this album many times, and it's a great album. It's got Walk in the Shadows, which is a song that I first heard on their Greatest Hits album, actually, years ago, and definitely one of my favorite Queensryche songs. But they're all good, I Dream in Infrared, amazing vocals from Jeff Tate. You've got The Whisper, Gonna Get Close to You, The Killing Words, Surgical Strike is a amazing song. New Regal, Chemical Youth, We Are Rebellion, that's also a really fun song. London, Screaming in Digital, I Will Remember, which I Will Remember is a beautiful song. So I'm really happy about this one. It's an album I'm very familiar with, so I can't wait to hear it on vinyl as opposed to CD and streaming. So I'm just really happy that I was able to get those Queensryche albums. You know, I'm from Washington, so you know, they're a Washington band, so I have that connection with them. I did see them live in 2011 at the Puyallup Fair in Puyallup, Washington, and you know, it wasn't like the greatest show I've ever been to, but I'm really glad that I was able to see them. Back then, I only knew the albums Empire and Promised Land because I was really young. Now I've had a greater appreciation for their entire catalog. So I've been listening to Queensryche for a while, and I'm really glad that I was able to find those albums here in Utah, of all places. I also purchased Winger's second album, In the Heart of the Young, and I like this album a lot. I stream it on Apple Music. Never owned any Winger songs, but I like Winger. Can't Get Enough is actually probably the song I listen to most from this album. When I stream it, it just comes on and shuffle a lot, and I really love that track. I haven't heard some of the songs before, to be completely honest, so I'm excited to listen to this. Miles Away, of course, was a massive power ballad. Easy Come, Easy Go, I know that song. That's a really great song. Loosen Up, I know. Baptized by Fire, that has a really cool intro. So I'm really excited to listen to this whole album since I do know a few songs from it and I really like those songs. I do like Winger a lot, at least their first 3 albums, the songs that I've listened to from them. So really glad that I saw this there. This is a 1990 pressing, and that is when this album came out. So can't wait to spin this one. I was also able to purchase Whitesnake's Ready and Willing. I'm a big Whitesnake fan. You know, when I discovered rock music when I was in 6th, 7th grade, I was listening to my mom's CD, you know, the Whitesnake album from 1987 and Slip of the Tongue from 1989. And then later on, I was introduced to all of their earlier songs, and really glad that I was able to find this one. I really love early Whitesnake. I might even like Whitesnake's earlier albums better than their late 80s stuff that they're more known for. And, you know, I've just been streaming them on, like, Apple Music for the past few years, and I really like all of these albums. And I was really excited about this one because it has Fool for Your Loving on it, the original version, not the 1989 version, and this original version is so much better, and I'm really excited to hear that one on vinyl. Sweet Talker is a song that I listen to a lot. Ready and Willing. So this is a good album, and I can't wait to spin this one too. And the final album that I purchased today is Bad English. Now, you might be wondering why I purchased this one. I don't know if many of you guys know who Bad English is. I don't think that they really left as big of a mark on the rock world as a lot of other bands of the era. But I actually started listening to some of the songs on this album not too long ago, like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. Had always heard, you know, their ballad, I believe When I See You Smile, but I'd never heard anything else, and I was curious one day, like, do they have any, like, really hard rock songs? And the song that I discovered was Forget Me Not. Actually, ironically, after I bought this album today, I have Apple Music on my phone, and my car has CarPlay, so I just plug my phone into my car and I just shuffle my music anytime I drive. Ironically, after I bought this album and the other albums today, Forget Me Not actually played on shuffle, which was not planned. Apple just chose it for me, so that was fun. So I love that song, and I have heard Heaven is a Four-Letter Word. I have not listened to the rest of this album before, and that's one reason I'm really happy about this purchase, is because I get to experience it on vinyl for the first time, rather than streaming the rest of the songs. So, really happy with finding this one as well. So those were my recent purchases for September 10th, 2021, and I couldn't be happier with what I was able to get. They did have Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime earlier this week, but I was about an hour too late from when someone had already put a hold on it or purchased it in the Instagram comments for the post. So I'm disappointed about that, but I'm really happy with what I was able to get. So now that I have them, I'm going to make sure that they're nice and clean. I'm going to play them on my turntable today and tomorrow and through the rest of this weekend as I work on other projects. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'll have more for you real soon.
I never knew I'd drift so far.